Hey gang, to tell a good story you have to start at the beginning. So let's start with my first mod. This Maverick was purchased on Craigslist for $5 after I got the nerfing bug after my wife and I did a babysitting job for some kids who had a bunch of Nerf guns. And I remembered, hey, I remember Nerf guns. I used to have Nerf guns. They're a little different. And so we knocked around the house with them a little bit, and I said, I have to have one of these. So I found them on Craigslist and did some research online, and hey, you can paint these things up. You can sand off the Nerf logos and you can paint them to look like real guns. That's really cool. I used to be that guy. So, it was really cool, just kind of starting off, and I realized that there's this, community of people that cut these things up and open them up and do cool stuff to them, and thought that was kind of cool. So I thought, hey, I can be like those cool kids. So I started tinkering with this Maverick, and it's got the quintessential penny mod, kind of an old school trick that was like the ticket when you're modding the Maverick. Took out the air restrictors and all that, and it ended up not working so well. But after I realized they weren't really war-worthy or anything, I decided to start tinkering, just kind of pulling them apart and seeing what I can do with them. And of course, when you have one, you have to have more. So I picked up another one because I thought, hey, I could be like a gunslinger, right? That's what the cool kids do, right? After I did the big drop cylinder mod, so it comes out all the way, or drops as far as it can go, I thought that was pretty cool. But if I got one in this hand, then I have to put this one down and then pop it out. So what I ended up doing was essentially the mirrored Mavericks. And what you have is, I moved the release button on this one from this side to the outside. It drops out on the conventional side. This one has the button on the regular side, but it drops out the other side. That way, you can sit there and drop them out and be really cool. It doesn't make it any easier to reload, but that's not important. But also I added these little shelving brackets that I shaped to turn into, essentially belt hook in on a belt or on your pockets or whatever. Thought that was pretty cool. Added these nice brass couplers. The intention originally was to paint these, but once I realized the Maverick kind of sucks. Sorry, Maverick guys, they just kind of do. It just technology just moved on. But they are, kind of are what they are. Not practical. They're kind of fun. They don't shoot that very good, and they go thwack really loud. But it was humble beginnings. This is where it all started for me. And I got to this point and I was like, doing more research, there's some cooler, blasters out there. I can, you can cut them up and turn them into cool things, or you can, mod the crap out of them and they'll shoot like crazy. And so I moved on to bigger and better things, but these will always be important since they were my first. So, nothing really to go over with the internals or anything, but thanks for joining me down this little trip down memory lane. I'll be trying to cover all of my earlier mods in as close to chronological order as I can, so you can kind of get an idea of the evolution of my style and things like that, and how things progress, just for the heck of it. That way it might give you a better understanding, especially through the mod-along series, on how my brain works. It's kind of a backstory more or less, so you can kind of see long term how I was working, especially as we get into my earlier integrations, some of the choices I made, and in hindsight what I probably would have done later. So stay tuned for more cool stuff in the future. And until next time, wishing blue skies and green lights to you and yours, and may all your troubles be teeny weeny ones.